Ladies and gentlemen, totally enjoy this show, guys. Now, guys, Melina's very supportive of your endeavors, you know. So as I go out into the world and people are not so nice, so I'm not nice back sometimes or whatever, but I'm always trying to be nice. But, you know, sometimes you can't possibly always be nice. But people might be very upset with me or very jealous. So they say whatever, and I'm like, well, I try not to fight back or say anything. I try to be like, I understand they're upset. Maybe they don't have anything good in their lives or whatever. Maybe they do, but they're just maybe they got a lot of great things. But compared to me, they don't, right? So I really try to be really understanding. I really try to be really caring, and I try to make sure I'm very nice. But sometimes you can't be. You know, you have to really respect that about yourself. You have to really say, well, if they're saying something mean about you or they're being rude about you, then that's the funny thing. I was watching a TikTok video. They're like, well, you know, if people, what did they say? They were like, um, oh yeah. So they're like, why is it that people expect you to be nice when they're not nice, right? But I mean, it's a general thing. Usually, people are only like that because they're uncomfortable socially, or they have a reaction, you know. And it's not like they do it on purpose. It's not like it's not like they want to do that. A lot of people go home afterwards and think, why was I like that? I'll often do, you know. I might go out and be like all judgmental or whatever in my head, not really to the person because I would never be that way. But in my head I am. And then I'm like, why did I just do that? I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because I'm very nice and I don't judge. But sometimes your back is against the wall or you feel like people are criticizing you or you feel like, and so you say these things or feel these things, and you don't say them to the person, you would never, but you might have judgments, whatever, and maybe you're like fed up with being, with whatever, so you just are like that, and so you do that, and then later on you go home and you're like, why was I like that, darling? Anyway, so that's why I try not to be very negative or rude. I try never to judge, because I really think, people need to be able to feel good. They want to feel great about themselves, you know. And the funny thing is, people get so uncomfortable in social situations that they judge people that aren't even judge worthy, right? Like, I get judged constantly for my looks, and it's like the only thing people can see in me is that I'm good looking, right? But the thing is, you do have to remember that there are other people out there, people that are like, if somebody's a lesbian and only likes very short-haired women that are overweight, then I'm not going to be very popular to them, right? Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like not going to happen, right? So, and maybe there's some women that are gorgeous and they're lesbian, and they don't like muscled men. There's some men that some women that are heterosexual that don't like muscled men. Muscled men can gross out some people. Or even in general, you might see someone that's your type exactly, but something's off, right? So they might judge you in a way. So sometimes those judgments are pretty much accurate, right? But I've actually been around someone. One time I was around this person, and they were like, they were calling me unattractive, and I was like, oh, I don't know why they're calling me unattractive. I'm so gorgeous. But then they basically said they lied, and I'm like, well, like they were talking to their daughter, right? And they were like saying, I'm not telling the truth. I know you're gorgeous, right? And I'm like, well, that's dumb. But anyway, totally enjoy. Bye now. Bye now.